This isn't just a fight, it's a legacy war. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is official, and the drama is already explosive. From wild press tour moments to bold predictions and brutal truths, this clash is bigger than belts.
No, I have 2 losses. A fighter never think about lose.
He's significantly bigger than anyone you fought before, and he's one of the all-time greats. You're not going to feel apprehensive when you get in that ring against him?
Fear? No.
I will for you, and I'm not even you.
That's cool.
But can you accept he's better than you at anything or not?
No, because he ain't proven it yet.
We're going to find out September 13th. That's why we are here, to see who's the best.
We're going to give the fans a show for sure, because it don't take a big punch.
Because we are true fight. We are true fight, but we are true fight. True, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fight. Huh? Not YouTuber fight. Yeah.
They need to talk and talk about the fight because they want to say something. Yeah. The people know we are great, but they want to put a great fight.
Yeah.
We don't need to start.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September, we will have one of the greatest fights ever happen in boxing.
As soon as news of the fight broke, the internet exploded, not just because Canelo and Crawford were set to clash, but because both men lost their cool during a tense interview with Piers Morgan. Seated across from each other, the 2 fighters faced off verbally while the host poked and prodded with questions. The interview, which had been locked in for weeks, was meant to coincide with the official fight announcement.
2 greats in the last era. It's going to be big.
What does it do to your 2 legacies?
Sometimes people talk shit a lot, and when they stay in the ring, they do nothing.
You know, a win against Canelo Alvarez put me, on Mount Rushmore.
It started off calm, but that didn't last long. Despite agreeing beforehand not to trade insults, the tension snapped when Piers asked Crawford if he had ever considered the possibility of losing his undefeated record to Canelo. Crawford shot back with swagger. That's not something I've ever thought about because it's not going to happen. I'm built to win. Nobody in that ring can beat me.
I am sure.
And fist up. Terence, good. Excellent. Great. Excellent. Wonderful.
Canelo clearly didn't like the dismissive tone. He fired back. Don't disrespect me, idiot. I can do something to you that no one else has done before. I'm built different. The outburst stunned the room. While the world waits to see if Canelo's words hold true in September, he didn't stop there. He threw shade at Crawford when asked about his preparation, mocking the idea that Crawford had any special skills that posed a threat.
I don't really care.
Everything is riding on this one moment.
Who's going to win? Really? Are you 100% certain you're going to win? Do you believe you're going to win?
I believe 100% I'm going to win.
100%?
100%.
Could you kill me with your bare hands?
How old are you?
I'm 60.
Canelo doubled down, claiming Crawford brought nothing new to the table. He said he'd fought bigger, smaller, quicker, heavier-hitting fighters, even guys who ran like track stars and still came out on top. Crawford, he argued, was nothing special. As the interview wrapped up, the tension reached a boiling point. The 2 mumbled insults under their breath until Canelo nearly stood up to throw hands only to be held back by security.
Where you at? Let me see. Yeah, that's good. Where is it? No, that's not a fight. Fighting ain't even in the definition of boxing. What is boxing?
Not long after, Canelo took to social media with a bold message. He's a great fighter, but he's not Canelo. That one line summed up the energy he's bringing into the fight: confident, dominant, unshakable. Crawford, meanwhile, faces the uphill challenge of jumping to weight classes just to stand toe-to-toe. He's proven himself across divisions, but the size difference could be the X factor in this explosive showdown.
Canelo's now 10-0 at super middleweight, but largely untouchable at this weight class. Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
I'm the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, bud. Good luck on September 12th.
Still, Crawford isn't backing down. He's fired up to prove himself against the fearsome Mexican champ in what's shaping up to be the most anticipated fight boxing has seen in years. The long-hyped showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is now official, set for September 13th in Las Vegas. The global broadcast will be streamed on Netflix, according to the announcement from the event's promoters this Tuesday. Dubbed the Summit Showdown, this is a battle between 2 of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of the last decade. Canelo, the reigning undisputed super middleweight king with belts from 154 to 175 pounds, will put it all on the line against Crawford, a flawless 4-division champ, will jump to weight classes for this clash. Though Allegiant Stadium, home of the NFL's Raiders, is the top choice for venue, the date conflicts with the scheduled college football game, already underway to move or reschedule it.
And what about moving up in divisions for Terence Crawford and Canelo? Are you concerned about that? I know you're not a big fan of fighters moving up.
I don't know. I mean, these are two guys that have accomplished a lot. You know, it's one of what you would call a super fight. And I do super fights. So
who do you feel wins?
I don't know. I don't know.
Will you be in attendance? Will you be there?
Probably. More than likely, yes.
Dana, is that going to be your first fight with TKO? There's a lot of rumors. Turkey said the other.
T-Mobile Arena is the fallback option, a place rich in history for both men. Canelo's headlined there, and Crawford destroyed Errol Spence Jr. in 2023. This mega fight is being produced under Saudi Arabia's Riyadh season banner. In partnership with UFC President Dana White and Saudi entertainment group Chella, it's Dana's first foray into boxing and part of the kingdom's growing influence over combat sports. On September 13th, two living legends Canelo and Crawford will collide in what many are calling the fight of the century.
Could potentially be the first one.
What?
Crawford versus Canelo.
Well, listen, my model is way different. Turkey has things that he's obligated to over the next 18 months. I want to break the sport down and build it from the ground up like we did the UFC. So I'm on a different path.
What's something that would surprise the boxing fans with this new deal? You're coming in hot. Turkey says he wants to crush the competition. How do you?
We're building something unforgettable in Las Vegas. Said Turki Alalshir, head of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority. Crawford, now 41-0 with 31 knockouts, is the only male boxer in the four-belt era to become undisputed in two divisions, 140 and 147 pounds. In August, he claimed the WBA junior middleweight title by defeating Israel Metrimov. Now, he's jumping to 168 to face Canelo. My perfect record speaks volumes, said Crawford. Weight class doesn't matter. I've always won, and on September 13th, I'll prove once again that I'm the best.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not.
Kovalev was older. He does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you named is not as skilled.
Canelo, with the 2nd of February 62 record and 39 knockouts, enters the bout after a routine but one-sided win over William Skull in May. That fight, part of his $400 million Riyadh season deal, took place in Saudi Arabia. The contract allows for one bout outside the kingdom, and Canelo has chosen to bring the action back to Las Vegas, his home turf. I'm thrilled to make history again, he said. This time, it's going to be on a Riyadh season card that the whole world will remember.
I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo though?
A tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too.
Crawford was ringside for the skull fight, where the Canelo showdown was first teased inside the ring. And despite the buzz around their age, Canelo turns 35 next month. Crawford 38 in September. Both men remain among boxing's top draws. We're making the biggest fights fans actually want, said Dana White, who's launching a new boxing brand under the UFC's TK banner. Are you kidding me? My first boxing event is Canelo versus Crawford. This is once in a 3-city press tour is set to spark global hype. Riyadh on June 20th, New York on June 22nd, and Las Vegas on June 27th.
Seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Go to decision.
Yes, both fighters have shown signs of where Canelo looked stiff and uninspired in his win over Skull, and Crawford had to dig deep to edge past Matrimov. But even with that, the stakes couldn't be higher. If Canelo wins, he solidifies his status as the face of modern boxing. If Crawford wins, it'll be the biggest statement of his career, possibly cementing him as the most adaptable, pound-for-pound great of the era. One legend has already spoken up about this massive clash.
So Oscar, you're not feeling Canelo Crawford? You're not feeling Canelo Crawford?
I like it. I actually like the fight. I like the fight. I'm just saying, like, you know, reality is both guys are 38 years old. I mean, or 35, 38. But I like the fight.
Oscar De La Hoya, in a sit-down with Brian Mazik, shared his prediction. Canelo wins. Look, if Crawford does it, give him the greatest of all-time title, he said, but I don't see it. Canelo's a big puncher. Sure, he's slow, and Crawford can capitalize on that, but in that ring, Canelo's going to be bringing 200 pounds of pressure. Oscar calls it a tough one, but gives Crawford full respect if he pulls off the upset. If Crawford does win, he'll make history, as the first male boxer ever to become undisputed in 3 separate weight divisions.
Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is
let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, Thursdays, I see the facts. All right, I even do it for you. A good little man has never been a good big man in the history of the game. Unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford.
Another icon chimed in, Roy Jones Jr. at the International Boxing Hall of Fame ceremony in Canastota, NY. Jones broke it down simply. It all depends on the style of fight Canelo chooses. He believes Canelo's strategy will be the key. That's a great matchup, he said, but the result depends on the type of fight Canelo fights. His insight underscores how critical Canelo's tactics will be, especially when going up against someone as adaptable and explosive as Crawford.
Sorry, we'd be wrong, Roy, to not ask you. It's a hot topic right now, just switching gears. Bud, Canelo, you know, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. He comes out fight.
Canelo's outing against Skull raised red flags despite winning on the scorecards. He failed to land anything significant as Skull danced away. If Canelo brings that same game plan against a slick switch hitter like Crawford, he could find himself in serious trouble. But if he chooses aggression, if he goes in with that old-school power and pressure, he may be able to break Crawford down. With the clock ticking toward fight night, the boxing world is splitting. Roy Jones Jr.'s take reminds us, in boxing, game plan is everything.
It's a bit tough. So right now, I think it go be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fight.
You've been a guy that moved up in weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford should handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. He get to the weight limit. Because there is a weight limit, get to the weight limit.
Canelo Alvarez's ability to switch styles and adapt could be the ultimate weapon against Crawford's slickness. But on the flip side, Crawford's grit, speed, and fight IQ may help him overcome the size gap and Canelo's crushing power. This fight is shaping up to be a true clash of styles, and the winner could walk away as a living legend. One man who knows what it's like to prepare for Canelo is veteran trainer Abel Sanchez, who guided Gennady Golovkin through 2 unforgettable wars with the Mexican superstar. But Sanchez isn't convinced Crawford has what it takes. I think it's a ridiculous fight, he told Fight Hub TV. Crawford's too small. Canelo's the face of boxing. Just look at his resume. Sanchez admits Crawford's hand speed will be dangerous early, just like when Kell Brook shocked Golovkin in the opening rounds. But he believes Canelo will wear him down and stop him between rounds 9 and 12. Everything Canelo hits him with will hurt, Sanchez warned. Crawford's a beast in his weight class, but 168 is a different animal. That last fight with Madrimov showed us. Weight matters. No matter how hard he trains, size will make the difference.
What's been going on, Terrence? Talk to us for a little bit.
I gotta see where to go, man.
Yeah. Can we follow you for just in the time being?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you guys supposed to do interviews over there?
Yep. Terrence, I like the
Don't talk to him.
Mario, don't I got an interview with you?
They haven't told me that. I would love to have an interview. I haven't had an interview with you, a proper interview, in a year and a half.
What's up, man? What's
up, bro?
Don't get the cold, man.
Yeah.
Because of the size difference, he can stop Crawford.
Well, absolutely. I think that anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the speed and the foot speed and the hand speed. And Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54 when he fought Madrimov in his last fight showed us that he can't really, the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains and how much he does to try to get up to that level, 168, is going to make a